Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here coming to you with a brand new how to transform video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2004 Transformers Energon Shockblast. Now, this particular Decepticon from the Transformers Energon series, I think is actually pretty unique because he is actually modeled after the character Shockwave from the older series. The biggest reason why they call him Shockblast instead of Shockwave was because at the time of Transformers Energon, unfortunately, Hasbro did not have the rights to use the name Shockwave, so they had to come up with an alternative, hence Shockblast. Now, in addition to Shockblast, another Decepticon in the series is actually his twin, and his name is Six Shot. Unfortunately, I don't have Six Shot, but what I think is interesting is that they're the exact same design. However, Six Shot has more of a kind of a desert camo military type of look to them. They both turn into tanks, and then alternatively, they both turn into laser-mounted satellites. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over a couple of features that Shockblast has in his vehicle, in his tank mode, as you can see right here. And then what I will do is I will show you how to transform him into his satellite mode, and then we will transform him into his alt mode. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and bring Shockblast in for a close-up. As you can see here, Shockblast is packing some pretty heavy-duty firepower right here, this huge cannon mounted on the front. What I think is kind of cool is that you can actually, if you take this switch right here, this is actually the trigger right here. If you actually push it forward, you'll get a little bit of a sound effect as all these different wings open up. Kind of a neat little function right there. I think that honestly, seeing that deployed like that looks very menacing. If you push it forward all the way, and this will probably shoot, but if you push it forward all the way, you will also get a firing sound effect, which I think is also pretty neat. And then if you just push the trigger back all the way, everything just kind of collapses and goes back into a sitting position. In addition to his cannon, he actually has a little bit of a swivel right here where the chest portion is, and it can go back and forth both ways. And then this can also raise and lower, kind of give him a little bit of articulation for his vehicle mode. And then in addition, this panel right here, which will actually be turned into some armor for one of his arms, it can kind of go up and down, and it's got two little barrels right there. And then if you look right here, you will actually see the port on which the Energon chips can actually attach, just like with every other character for the Energon series. And then, of course, he's got the Decepticon symbol right there on his shoulder for everybody to see. So, like I said, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you how to transform him into his satellite mode, and then I will show you how to transform him into his alt mode. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to take the cannon, and we're going to move it up out of the way so that way we don't have to worry about it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the entire weapon assembly, and we're going to give it a 180-degree turn so it's facing the opposite way. Next thing we're going to go ahead and do is if you flip them over, you'll see that there are slides right here and right here with these pieces. Go ahead and pull these out all the way, and they can be a little snug. Mine certainly are. Go ahead and pull those out just like that. Yeah, we'll come over here, pull that one out all the way just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring these out to the side just like this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and flip them back over. Next thing we'll do is we'll come up to the front of the vehicle mode. Go ahead and split the cone apart just like this. And what we're going to go ahead and do is you'll see these tabs right here. We're going to want these pointed out because these tabs will link into the ports that are right here, which will actually form the wings of his satellite mode. So we'll go ahead and turn this one out just like that. And now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and bring his leg out just like this. And we'll go ahead and link those into those ports just like that. Now, one option you can do, I don't know if you absolutely have to do this, but if you want, you can either leave his feet like that, or you can turn it like that to kind of give it a little more detail or whatever. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and bring this over and we'll port that into there. All right, next thing we'll do is we're going to go ahead and, hang on, did I mess that up? No, I did not. Okay, the next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and bring the cannon down a couple of clicks just to line it back up. And then you'll see right here, there's a hinge here and there's a hinge here. Let me go ahead and turn that, sorry. We'll go ahead and flip these panels that are on his legs open, and these will reveal these nice, shiny solar panels, which I think is an incredible detail for this figure, the fact that they added detail like that. So we'll go ahead and open those up, and then you'll see that there are more panels here and here. We'll go ahead and flip these open just like this. Even more detail, which is actually pretty neat, just like that. So there we have that, just like that. And then finally what we'll do is we'll go ahead and bring this down, just like this. This kind of acts like a support for the whole laser assembly. Don't forget, also make sure you go ahead and flip this up because you actually have another solar panel right there. And then we'll go ahead and we'll open this up all the way and expose that. And there we have Shockblast in his satellite mode. Honestly, I think that this is an incredible design because other than Soundwave, and I think I only have maybe one Minicon for the Armada series that turns into a satellite. It's not a common vehicle mode, but it is one of the best when they can come out with designs like this. This has an incredible amount of detail. It's one of my favorite vehicle modes, and I think that they did an amazing job, especially with the shine on the solar panels and stuff like that. All right, so there we have the satellite mode. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to transform him into his alt mode. Okay, so to transform him into his alt mode, first thing we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and close that up. Get all these closed up and out of the way. We're going to go ahead and flip this trigger shut just like that. And we'll come down here and we'll flip all the panels shut. Make sure we have these all closed up and out of the way because we don't want anything getting broken. Flip that shut. Flip that shut. One thing we're going to do first is we're going to go straight from satellite mode. So what we'll do first is you'll come right back here. This is actually going to be Shockblast head. I just said Soundwave. Sorry about that. This piece right here, go ahead and flip this out completely straight just like that because that is actually going to be one of Shockblast's arms. After you do that, go ahead and give it a 180-degree turn. So that solid piece is on the top, and this is facing down behind him just like that. The next thing we'll do is we're going to go ahead and flip up the cannon just a little bit, get it up out of the way. And we'll go ahead and unpeg this section right here and bring it up. And we'll go ahead, unpeg that and bring that up. Now, putting these back into their sitting position can be a little bit difficult. So first thing we'll do is we're going to go ahead and turn this so that way we have the tires of his tank mode facing off the back, facing the same direction as these screws. We're just going to go ahead and get these out of the way so that way we don't have any issues or any hangups. We'll just go ahead and bring those down just like that. All right, there we go. So what we'll do, and like I said, this can be kind of tough. Mine actually is, and let's see if it'll actually cooperate this time. Go ahead and push that all the way down and then fold in the treads just like that. Push that all the way down and fold in the treads just like that. The next thing we'll do is we're going to take this whole section and we're going to pop it off of this long pin, and it actually ports in right here. We're going to go ahead and bring that all the way out straight on its triple hinge. You got a hinge here, got a hinge right here, and there's a hinge right here. You don't really see triple hinge setups very often, but that's still kind of neat. The next thing we'll do is we're going to go ahead and take the entire midsection of the... I actually turned that the wrong way. Make sure that when you turn this around, make sure the laser cannon is on the left side of his body because that is actually his left arm. Then what we'll go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and bring this up. And then we'll bring this back behind him just like that. And we'll go ahead and make sure these are pointed out just like that. We'll flip those down. Flip these panels open just like that, because there we have Shockblast's feet. And we'll go ahead and bring this section down. It's actually on a hinge right in here, so it'll actually come out. There we go. And he's got like a little bit of a claw on his arm there. Pretty neat. And then this just kind of free floats on a little hinge right there. And then we'll go ahead and bring the cannon down. And then finally, we'll pop his head up and turn his head. And there we have Shockblast in all of his glory. Like I said, this design, I think it looks really good. They did a really great job redesigning the classic Shockwave design. I think that the amount of detail with this is actually really great. And I love that even when he's in his transformed mode, you can still flip open all the panels and give him a little bit of what I like to call overkill firepower. Because honestly, I think Shockblast is one of the most overpowered Decepticons that I've ever seen. Because even when he was in the show, he was actually imprisoned on Cybertron because of how crazy he actually is. He's a bit of a psycho in the series. But what I think is kind of sad for him is that at one point in the series, he was actually responsible for the death of an Autobot named Padlock, who was a friend of another Autobot named Wingdagger. And if I remember correctly, I believe that Shockblast almost killed Wingdagger as well, which was what prompted the Autobots, to rebuild Wingdagger as Wing Saber. And then later on in the series, a few episodes after that, Shockblast decided that he was tired of working for Megatron, and he actually tried to overthrow Megatron by trying to steal Unicron's power from Megatron, and it awoke the primal rage, I guess you could say, inside Shockblast, and he just went absolutely ballistic. He actually almost destroyed Optimus when he was power linked with Omega Supreme, but Optimus was able to actually get through to Shockblast and help Shockblast force Unicron's influence out of himself. But unfortunately, at that point, Megatron had regained control of Unicron, and he used his influence on Unicron to crush Shockblast under Unicron's fist. Kind of a sad end to a great character. But I guess for some characters, it's got to end sometime, I guess. I don't know for sure. But anyway, guys, sorry for getting a little dark there. So that is the 2004 Transformers Energon Decepticon Shockblast with his tank mode and his satellite mode. If you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below, even hit that like and subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And I will see what I can do to help you out in the future. Until then, bye.